It's red, it's round, and it's coming your way. Cricket Next on ESPN Classic. Yeah.
It's Test match history.
Oh, beautiful stroke, beautiful stroke. And he's done it.
On Tuesday morning, this morning, England continued on, 5 runs added, 356 the total in all, with Botham 149 not out. Willis, the man out, caught Border bowled Orleman 2, a total of 356. And the bowling figures dominated by Terry Alderman, 35.3 overs, 6 maidens, 6 for 135. So Australia needed 130 to win. Not many runs, is it? But my word, I bet the butterflies were there in the Australian dressing room and in the England dressing room as well, where they'd been under a lot of pressure in recent times. Here's the first ball of the innings now. Really cleverly gives the ball to Botham to bowl the first over. He could do anything, this fellow, at the moment. He's now coming in to bowl to Graham Wood, and in the commentary box is Tom Graveney with me.
That's a good shot. It's a good shot for 4. It'll get onto those practice pitches and really race away. And 4 more. Well, he doesn't intend to muck around, Graham Wood. I don't think Wood is very keen on that, and I suspect from the way he's looking at it, he thought he might have squeezed it into the ground. Both of them shouted, and we'll just have to have a look and see what happened with the wicketkeeper and the slips. 13 for 1, caught Taylor, bowled Botham, Wood out for 10. That's a good shot for 4. Very little backlift there from Dyson, but he clubbed it away down the ground. A good stroke. John Dyson taking strike. Shot. Australia, 82 to win. England's 356 in the second innings, both them 149 not out. Peter Willey bowling to Chappell. Half century up for Adair, chasing 130 to win. 2 there from Chappell's bat, takes him on to 8. It's well bowled, and in the end very well steered away for 4. It really was a difficult delivery. He's gone. And there's not much that could be done about that. Trevor Chappell really had no chance. Very good piece of bowling from Bob Willis. The second wicket goes down at 56. Trevor Chappell caught Taylor bowled Willis for 8, and Dyson is 29 not out. Bowled and well played. That down very well. A good over from Bob Willis.
Well, very, very similar to the ball that got Greg Chappell out, perhaps fractionally more offside, and Hughes did very well to handle that one.
catch. Everything is running for Botham. Runs, wickets and catches, and the Australian captain goes for naught. Caught Botham, bowled Willis. Hughes is gone, and it's 58 for 3. Oh, good catch. Super catch that. Marvellous reflex action there. Yallop has gone without scoring. 58 for 4 with Dyson 29 not out. What a marvellous catch and what a great session for England.
Absolute misery for Australia there. 58 for 4 and for England. 3 to Willis, 2 of them in that last over, and Botham picking up the other one when he got Graham Wood for 10. John Dyson hanging in there for 29 not out, but at lunchtime on this final day, Australia faced this daunting task. 6 wickets in hand, and they still needed 72 to win. 58 for 4 they were. All right, well, Bob Willis came out to complete his unfinished over after lunch. He had those 2 wickets, and then the players went into lunch, and he completed that. And then we join play now in the second full over after lunch. There are 3 runs added, 2 no balls by Willis, and a single to Dyson. Willis is coming in now to bowl to John Dyson, and in the commentary box, Tom Graveney and Christopher Martin-Jenkins.
Oh, good shot. 4 runs. Heartening stroke for Australia. Oh, and unlucky.
Where do you go from here? Twice and an over. He really has bowled 2 magnificent deliveries.
And he's out, he's gone. Played on. Chris Hill gets his first wicket of the match at an absolutely vital time, and what a crucial wicket too. Alan Border, such a stalwart of this Australian batting side. 65 for 5, 65 needed, 5 wickets to fall. It's off the mark, but he didn't know a great deal about it. Off the glove. Touch on it, he's gone. Going for the hook, which he played so well in the previous over, but Bob Willis's extra pace getting him, and look at that look of suppressed excitement on Mike Braley and other England fielders. Willis's 4th wicket. Played and off the mark too for Ray Bright.
There's the Australian balcony. I think that's Fred Bennett sitting outside. I would have thought that perhaps the next batsman in might be out there getting used to the light.
56 to win. Willis to Marsh. In the air, Dilly is underneath it, and he's caught it! A very, very good catch indeed in the circumstances. He didn't have much room to play with, another foot and he would have been over the boundary. Willis has taken his 5th wicket. Sooner or later, Rodney Marsh had to go for the big hit. And England are holding their catches just at the time when they need to. 74 for 7, Australia. 5 for 24 at the moment. Yes, he's got a touch and he's gone. Willis has taken his 6th wicket. Lawson out for 1. And England on the brink of an absolutely sensational victory, which is going to go down as one of the most amazing Test victories of all time if it happens. A little before this time yesterday, English cricket was being buried. And that's very effective indeed. 4 runs. That is, he's a most canny cricketer, Dennis Lillee. That was extremely clever thinking on his part. Quite deliberate. Uppercut.
Astonishing shot. He definitely gave it a lift.
Was it off the glove? We shall soon know. No, it was not. Gatting thought it was, and Dennis Lillee quick to rub a part well away from the wrist.
The tactics on both sides are right, that these two have got to play as many strokes as they can, and England must keep the ball just so as they can't quite drive. Oh, that's a good shot. That was very well picked up by Bright. It didn't get up all that much, and I don't think it was all that short either.
And Chris Holt dragging this one down a little. And Ray Bright onto it like a shot.
Didn't quite get that, I don't think. But he got it well enough to bang it into the fence. It's square. And again, I don't think it was all that bad a ball. It seemed to me to be picked up off around middle stump. Up comes the 100 for Australia. 100 for 8, 17 now to Bright. And 9 to Lillee, 30 to win. The outside edge. Boycott doing the fielding. Yes, with that previous ball, I was doing Chris Holt a bit of an injustice when I said it was probably pitching around middle and leg, because it started off on off stump and then cut in. So now that a little bit of pressure is back on the England bowlers, what do this Australian pair have in mind? Do they keep on playing their shots, which has been successful so far? At the moment they came together, the score at 75, there's 27 been added. That's a good shot. It just couldn't have been placed better by Dennis Lillee. You wouldn't believe that the ball could get between Chris Holt and Graham Dilley down there on the boundary. That's a good shot. The outfield is so quick, Dilley will be struggling to get that. And again, just beating the fielder by 2 yards. Now, does Mike Brearley have to go and have a chat with Bob Willis? The technique of ploughing it in short picked him up wickets early on. Does he now need to keep it up to the bat? Lillee is 17, Bright 19.
miscued it to mid-on. Gatting didn't sight it to start with. Couldn't pick it up in the background, then got it, and it needed a dive forward to take a great catch. 110 for 9, and the first one Willis got up into Lilly's half, produced the wicket. Lilly out for 17, caught Gatting, bowled Willis. He's got him. Oh no, he's put him down. Tresol. Third slip.
Certainly appeared to carry this one, and Chris seemed to have it absolutely under control.
And I think that carried as well. It's just as well as not Keith Fletcher. It's all over, and it is one of the most fantastic victories ever known in Test cricket history. Bob Willis, 8 wickets, a fabulous performance. England have won this match after one of the most astonishing fightbacks you can ever see.
And what a remarkable scorecard that is. 111. England regard that as the devil's number. Well, there was no devil's number about it today. Australia beaten and England winning by 18 runs. Only John Dyson, 34, Wood 10, Bright 19 and Lilly 17 reaching double figures. And the men who made it all possible for England. A really sensational performance, this. 15.1 overs, 3 maidens, 8 for 43. It's his best ever Test match performance, Bob Willis, and I don't think I've ever seen him bowl better. He bowled like a man inspired out there today. It was almost as though he was in another world. Well, right after the game, right after the end of this extraordinary game of cricket, Peter West spoke first with Mike Brealey.
Mike, I don't know quite what adjective to use. It has to be one of the most fantastic victories in all Test match history.
You said it. I say it too.
I mean, what are your thoughts looking back? Because when you followed on, you were almost as dead as a dodo. You were 105 for 5, and look what's happened now.
I don't really think about it, you know. It's, I don't know, Ian Botham, they called him Jessup in the papers today. I mean, it was the most remarkable innings I've ever seen, I should think, in the Test match. We didn't bowl very well those first 2 days, did we?
Not very. The out cricket let you down a bit.
Yeah, I think it was a good pitch to bowl on throughout, and 200 wasn't a bad score. 170 wasn't a bad score, and we got 350.
I checked out of the hotel yesterday morning, and perhaps that's the secret. I don't know.
Well, maybe I can get you to talk about the bowling of your colleague Bob Willis.
Yeah. He's flaked out in the bath at the moment. I don't blame him. It was tremendous, absolutely magnificent piece of bowling, and it was great to see Bob come back and prove all his critics wrong this winter when they wrote him off.
When I talked to you, Ian, last night on this balcony after that superb 100, you said, well, if we can get another 50, it might be interesting. And in fact, you got another 4 or 5, didn't you?
Well, that made it even more interesting.
So what was the mood of the England team when you went out and you knew you only had 130 runs to play with?
Well, we knew the wicket's been a little bit unpredictable all match, to put it mildly, and we felt that if we could get an early breakthrough, anything could happen, and Australia seemed to be going along quite steadily, and then Bob bowled that over, those 3 wickets just before lunch, and it was that was the turning point, really.
I think, as I said, Both's sort of gone through a trough for a long while, and we've had a little bit of luck, I suppose, in the first well, for the first 2 tests and then for the first 3 days, everything has gone our way, I think, most of the time. And all of a sudden, everything went Both's way in a real big hurry. And he's the sort of guy that, even when he mishits them, he's got such brute strength that he hits through the ball so well. And there wasn't really much we could do. You know, I thought our bowlers still bowled just as well as we did the first innings. But things were going his way and he played particularly well. And he's one of the few players in the world that can do that to any sort of attack in the world. And unfortunately, it's not coming for us.
It was a great wicket to bat on, and thanks to Ian's magnificent contribution, we had a little bit to bowl at, and things went well for us during the period just before lunch, and we managed to get the breakthrough, and it was always going to be a struggle batting on there.
The decisive over was the one that you bowled and got Kim Hughes and Graham Yallopad, that last over before lunch, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I told Mike I was a bit too old to be bowling into the wind, so I better bowl the other end.
What an astonishing transformation we have, because not so long ago you were facing a situation where you were going to be 2 down, 3 to go, and Australia were well on the way to winning back the Ashes. Now the whole thing is open again. It's major serious.
I'll see them at the next test.
Now a little champagne, no doubt.
Yeah.
Well done, Mike.
Thanks very much.
Tremendous.
Thank you.
What an incredible game of cricket, and what an astonishing victory for England that was. This game has to go down in just a handful of really great test matches I've seen as a player and a commentator. A marvellous match, and all the participants played a hand in the excitement over the 5 days. Spare a quick thought for the Australians, Lilly and Marsh and Hughes and Dyson, who did so well during the game. For the England players, Willis, his 8 wickets today, an astonishing performance that, and Botham man of the match. And a particular thought for England captain Mike Brearley, who was really looking down the barrel at one stage in this his comeback match as captain of the England side, and finished up becoming only the 2nd skipper in the history of the game to win a test match after being asked to follow on. So he takes the England side to Edgbaston for the 4th test in this Cornhill series. It should be an absolute cracker.